Good evening students, welcome to Basic Electrical Lectures, and in this lecture we are going to start module 2 second part, that is 3-phase AC circuits. So it is class number 10. So before starting main topics, so we need to know some introduction regarding the 3-phase AC circuits. See, 3-phase AC circuits are operated on 3-phase AC supply. So here question arises, how the 3-phase supply system is generated. This question is very important for exam. How 3-phase supply system is generated. So after 5 minutes I will take that topic. So before that, what do you mean by 3-phase system? Okay, 3-phase system is nothing but there are 3-phase voltages having constant magnitude and frequency, and all these voltages are displaced by 120 degree with respect to each other. That is nothing but 3-phase supply system. Okay. In general, for a polyphase supply system, the number of phase voltages will be there, and all those phase voltages are displaced by theta degrees, and is given by, so theta is equal to 360 degree divided by n. Here n indicates number of phases. N indicates number of phases. So for example, if it is a 3-phase supply system, you take n is equal to 3. Therefore, 360 degree divided by 3, how much you will get? 120 degree. So for a 3-phase supply system, okay, there are 3 phase voltages. All those phase voltages having constant magnitude and frequency, and are displaced by 120 degree with respect to each other. Okay, that is called 3-phase supply system. So similarly, if it is a 5-phase supply system, then take theta is equal to 360 divided by, now n indicates what? Number of phases. I am discussing 5-phase system. So take number of phases is equal to 5. So if you do this, then you will get 72 degrees. Then you will get 72 degrees. Means there are 5 phase voltages having constant magnitude and same frequency, constant frequency, and all those phase voltages are displaced by how many degrees? 72 degrees. So like that, if it is 10-phase system, there are 10 phase voltages having constant magnitude and frequency, and all those 10 phase voltages are displaced by 36 degree. Okay, got it? So understood, guys? Hence, so we are using 3-phase supply system. So nowadays we are using 3-phase supply system in most of the industries. Okay, all industry the machines operate at 3-phase supply. Okay, motors, induction motors, okay, operates on those supply, and other machines also. So let why we are discussing 3-phase system? Okay, with why we are not using more in more single-phase system? So that is important for exam. So for that they will ask question like this: list out. I won't dictate. I will explain. You pause the video and then copy down the points. So list out the advantages. List out the advantages of 3-phase supply system. 3-phase supply system over single phase supply system. 3-phase supply system over single phase supply system. We are using more 3-phase supply system compared to single phase system. Why means because 3-phase is having lot of advantages compared to single phase. So we can discuss all the points in detail. See, first point you can write. So the 3-phase power gives steady output. 3-phase supply system gives steady output. Okay, so this is a major advantage. So 3-phase supply system gives steady output. Okay, so next one is the voltage regulation of 3-phase supply system is better than single phase supply system. Okay, that is a key point. So next is the efficiency of a 3-phase supply system is also better than single phase system. And another point, the power factor of three-phase supply system, okay, is better than single-phase supply system. Okay, so majorly the power factor depends on nature of the load. For three-phase supply system, we should apply three-phase load. For single-phase supply system, we should apply single-phase load. So based on that, the power factor going to varies. But three-phase system operates at better power factor compared to single-phase supply system. So voltage regulation, okay, efficiency and power factor. Voltage regulation of three-phase better than single-phase. Efficiency of three-phase better than single-phase. If power factor of three-phase better than single-phase. If you are interested, you will write 3 points. Okay, more points written, you will get more marks. So, but all gives same meaning. But technical term is different. Okay, worst case you can write like that. Okay, so next number 3. So for transmission and the distribution of electrical power, okay, three-phase system is much economical compared to single-phase system. Why means we can reduce the conducting material, okay, so that is copper and aluminum requires very less. So if I do the transmission with three-phase supply system instead of doing single-phase supply system, okay, so if the conducting material reduces, obviously the cost of the power system network will get reduced. So we have to transmit power from one place to another place. If it consumes more conducting material means obviously cost will increase. But if I transmit three-phase power, it is much economical compared to single phase. So next major advantage is from three-phase supply system we can get single-phase supply. From three-phase supply system we can get single-phase supply, but from single-phase supply we cannot get. It is not possible to get three-phase supply system. Okay, that is a major advantage of three-phase. So most of the industries will operate three-phase system. If they required supply for lightings, domestic applications like lighting, heating, cooling and all such things, so they are using single phase. So how they are getting single phase? From three-phase they are getting single phase. So from three-phase supply we can take line to line voltage as well as phase voltage. The phase voltage in a three-phase supply system is equal to the single phase voltage level. Okay, so in our country the three-phase supply system operates at 440 volts and single phase supply system operates at that is 230 volt. Okay, so three-phase supply means 440 and single phase supply is 230. So this 230 volts we can get from 440. Okay, that is called phase voltage. And from single phase, is it possible to get three-phase voltage? Say single phase is 230. So is it possible to get 440 volt from 230? Not possible. Practically not possible. Okay, so fine. So that is one of the advantage in three-phase supply system. So next another advantage is the three-phase machines, okay, operate at self-starting. Okay, so three-phase machine means required three-phase supply. So three-phase motors are self-starting, whereas single-phase motors are not self-starting. And another one is, so three-phase supply system gives constant power, whereas single-phase supply system gives pulsating power. Okay, that is called double frequency components, single-phase supply. And one more is three-phase supply system gives constant torque. Okay, in case of motors, whereas single-phase motors will give pulsating torque. So like this, you can list out n number of advantages. So you can Google it, you will get much more better points. So what is important for exam is how three-phase supply is generated. Okay, and in three-phase supply system we have two technical terms, that is called balanced supply system and unbalanced supply system. So that we can discuss how three-phase supply is generated. Very important. So question is, explain the generation of, please copy down, explain the generation of three-phase supply, okay, three-phase supply, SUPPLY, three-phase supply with neat waveforms, with neat waveforms, with neat waveforms, okay, very much important. So guys, I will start writing the diagram. You can copy along with me. So this is a magnet, okay, so north pole and south pole, like that I am writing. So it is a north and it is south pole. So between the magnet, so there will be a lines of force. So between the magnets, there is a lines of flux, not force. Okay, magnet, no, you get lines of flux. Okay, so it is, the flux is flowing from outwards, that is from north pole to south pole. Now consider a piece of magnet. So not the ends of the magnet adjust itself as a poles. Inside the magnet, the direction of the flux line is from south to north, and outside the magnet, the direction of the flux is from north pole to south pole. What are written directions in this figure? From north pole to south pole. So it is, the flux is in outwards. Okay. So now we know that we can generate power whenever a conductor cuts the flux. Whenever a rotating conductor cuts the flux, you will get an induced quantity. Okay, so that we can write. So since three-phase supply we are discussing, there are three windings. Okay, there are three windings. One is called R-phase winding. Okay, one is nothing but R-phase winding. So it is having two ends, R1 and R2. R1 is called starting end and R2 is called finishing end. So another one is Y-phase winding. Another one is Y-phase winding. So the Y-phase winding lag the R-phase winding by 120 degrees. So this is Y1 and another end is Y2. So the angular displacement between the starting ends R1 and Y1 is 120 degrees. Okay, because as I said, for three-phase supply system there are three windings. All the windings are displaced by 120 degrees with respect to each other, and it is going to induce the voltage, okay, having constant magnitude and frequency, and are displaced by 120 degrees with respect to each other. So R phase winding, Y phase winding, and another one is B phase winding. So B phase winding, I will use a black color. Okay, I will use the black color. So B phase winding, B1 and this side B2. You should write three conductors: R phase conductor, Y phase and B phase conductor. So now the angle between this, okay, Y1 and B1 is 120 degree. So in like that the windings are placed. So we know that whenever a conductor cuts the flux, an EMF will be induced. Okay. So the EMF induced in R phase, is ER. Okay, EMF induced in R phase is ER. Now with respect to R phase, I am defining EMF induced in other windings. Okay. Now EMF induced in Y phase winding with respect to R phase lags by how many degrees? 120 degrees. So EMF induced in Y phase, that is EY, lags the R phase by 120 degree. Next, EMF induced in B phase winding with respect to R phase. Whenever the B phase conductor cuts the flux, EMF will be induced. But that induced EMF lags the R phase voltage by 240 degrees. Okay, so lagging. So negative angle represented in clockwise direction, positive angle represented in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so that is EB. 120 plus 120, 120 plus 120. What is this angle? 120 degrees. Okay, what about this angle? 120 degrees. Okay, got it? See, the induced voltages are in such a way that having constant magnitude, means the length of the phasors should be same, but I not written this according to scale. You might look this is bigger, this is smaller, okay, like that, but you should write everything should be same length, okay, but you should write in such a way that all these phase voltages are displaced by 120 degree with respect to each other, and write the mathematical equations for this all instantaneous for all these phasors. We know that all the phasors we need to rotate in which direction? Very good, anti-clockwise direction. It is standard, universally adopted in the field of electrical engineering. So rotate EY phasor in anti-clockwise direction, rotate EB phasor in anti-clockwise direction. Sorry. So rotate all the phasors in anti-clockwise direction. So ER, EY and then EB. See now, so write the mathematical equations. So we can write EMF induced in R phase in instantaneous equation. So we can write ER is equal to EM sine omega t. Then next EY. EY can written as EM sine omega t minus 120. Why I written minus? Lags. How I written this EY with respect to R phase? EY lags the R phase by how many degrees? 120 degrees. EY lagging ER by 120 degrees. Similarly, EMF induced in B phase, that can be written as EM sine omega t minus 240 degrees. Means with respect to R phase I written. So ER, EB lagging R phase by 240 degrees, or otherwise EB leads R phase by 120 degree. So that is also correct. EB is equal to EM sine omega t plus 120. Look at here, EB phase, EB vector, okay, leading the R phase by how many degrees? 120 degrees. So we can write like that also. Otherwise, EB lagging the R phase by 240 degree, that is also correct. Okay. So for derivations, I am taking this one. For waveforms, I will take this one. Okay. So we can draw the waveforms, neat waveforms. Guys, observe the waveforms how I am going to write. Okay. See now, first you write R phase voltage because ER. So rotate ER phasor in one anti-clockwise direction. What you will get? One alternating cycle you will get. So that alternating cycle you write it. Please write the waveforms as neat as possible. Okay. So you should write waveforms. So it should be beautiful than you. Like that you write waveforms. Okay, write neatly. See, you should write in such a way that this magnitude will be almost constant. Like that you write. Okay. See, after writing this R phase, write approximately maximum 2 cycles you write. Okay. So why you get 2 cycles? I rotate twice. If you rotate once, you will get 1 cycle. If you rotate once again, you will get another cycle. After every 2 parions, the cycle repeats. After that, you mark 60 degree points. See, this is total 180 degree. So mark 60 degree interval. 60, 120, 180. Like that you mark it. So 60, 120, 180. So 60 degree, 120 degree, 180. So 60 degree, 120 and 180 degrees. See now ER we written. Next EY. Voltage induced in Y phase with respect to R phase. Lagging by how much? 120 degree. Where is 120 degree? 120 degree is here. See, you should write maximum value should be at 90 degree. Okay. 90 degree or 270 degrees. Okay. See now from here to here how much degrees? From here to here 60 degrees. Okay, but you should start writing waveform from here onwards, but you should reach maximum value at a distance of 90 degrees. So here to here 60 degree, from here to here 60 degree, where 90 degree comes somewhere here. So at that particular point, okay, you should write maximum value. Okay, so I am writing that maximum value. Okay, like this you should write. So now negative half cycle, positive half cycle, now negative half cycle. So you start increasing at 90 degrees, you write maximum value. So from here to here 60 degree, okay, and here to here 60, 90 degree comes somewhere. You should write maximum value at 90 degrees. So you should write this and this magnitude should be same. Like that you write approximately. Okay. Okay, written. Then 60 and 30, 90 degrees. Okay, at 90 degrees you write maximum value. Okay, so that you can stop. Okay, after 2.5 cycle you can stop it. So next look at here, this side, other side, 60 degree and here 30. Okay, so this is 60 and 30. 60 plus 30, 90 degree comes somewhere here. So you should increase in negative side, because positive negative cycle, positive negative cycle. Behind positive what cycle we have? Negative cycle. So you just extend like this, it reaches maximum value and again it is decreasing. Okay, this is voltage induced in Y phase. What I can write this EY, okay, this is EY, EM sine omega t minus 120 degree, and this is ER. Okay, this will be voltage induced in R phase. Next, last one, voltage induced in B phase. So voltage induced in B phase with respect to R phase lagging by how much? 240 degrees. Where you will get 240 degree? 60 degree, 120, 180 and 240. 240 is here. Okay. You start writing waveforms from this point. You should increase, you should write maximum value at 90 degrees. So 60 degree, total this distance is 120. At 90 you should write maximum. So you can mark somewhere here. So that point should correspond to 90 degree. 60 plus 30, 90. So you can increase like this. Okay. And you can start writing. So then negative half cycle reaches to maximum value at this instant. Again it reaches minimum and reaches maximum. Now come to this side. Okay. So negative half cycle, it reaches maximum value and it reaches to minimum and finally it reaches to some value. What about other part? So this will be dotted lines. Okay. So like this. So 60, 30. So this remaining part will get like this and this one will be get like this. So you don't worry about this side. Okay. See now, this one, this black color one is B phase winding. This black color one is B phase winding. See now, the this is how the three-phase supply system, three-phase waveform, three-phase supply is generated. So each and every induced voltage, okay, we are going to produce a voltage. This is the voltage cycles in each and every winding. All the windings are displaced by 120 degree with respect to each other. Look at here. What is the phase displacement between R phase winding and Y phase winding? 120 degree. Okay. Now between Y phase and B phase, what is the phase angle displacement? 120 degree. Between R and B phase, what is the phase angle? 120 plus 120? 240 degrees. Okay, got it. What is between this? 120. What is between this? 120. What is between this? 120 degrees. So like that you write the waveforms. But look at here. Next, another important one. When t is equal to any instantaneous time, okay, you take instantaneous time here or anywhere you take, okay, at any instant of time, simply add all the voltages, okay, simply add all the voltages induced in each and every phases. The resultant voltage you should get 0. Then only you can say the above supply system is balanced. Okay, if you by adding ER, EY and EB at any instant of time, if you didn't get to 0, then the supply system is unbalanced. Got it? Make a note point. In Viva they will ask. Okay. See guys, now graphically, without doing any derivations, we can directly do it on waveform. Look at here, when t is equal to 0, okay, look at here. Now add all the voltages, ER plus EY plus EB. At t is equal to 0, what is R phase voltage? Red color. 0 voltage, no? 0 instantaneous voltage. Plus, at t is equal to 0, what is EY? EY is green color we written. EY is green color. At t is equal to 0, it is having what? Negative value. I don't know this value. I will write negative value minus EM. At that instant, this is the instantaneous value. Okay. Then plus, what about EB when t is equal to 0? EB is having black color. This black color is EB winding. Okay. EB is having how much? Positive voltage. At that instant, this is the instantaneous voltage plus EM. See, this magnitude and this magnitude both are equal and opposite. Therefore, what happens? Cancel each other. So we got resultant voltage what? 0. Therefore, whatever the waveforms I have written, that is balanced supply system. Okay. By adding all this, if you didn't get 0, then it is unbalanced system. But you should prove it mathematically. Okay. So graphically we got it, but you should prove mathematically. Now look at, you take at this instant, take it at this instant. So at this instant of time, so this black color one is 0, it is having positive value and this is having negative value. Both are equal and opposite. Add all the voltages, what you will get? 0 you will get. Okay. So next, we can derive mathematically. So resultant voltage, okay, or the total voltage will be addition of all the voltages, ER plus EY plus EB. Okay. What is ER? Write all the equations. So EM sin omega t plus EM sin omega t minus 120 and plus EM sin omega t plus 120 degree. Okay, minus 120 degree means EB lags ER by, EY lags ER by 120 degree and EB phase lags the R phase by how many degrees? 240 degrees lagging, but I written lead. Look at here, EB leading the R phase by how many degrees? 120. So that's why we can represent in both lag and lead form. Okay. See now, ET is equal to EM sin omega t. So observe carefully, EM sin omega t plus EM. Okay, now look at here. Now this, it is in the form of sin A plus B, sin A minus B formula. Okay, the above term sin omega t minus 120, it is in the form of sin A minus B. What is sin A minus B formula? Sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. Sin A minus B is sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. Suppose if it is sin A plus B, then you should write sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So I am applying that formulas here. So sin A plus B is what? Sin A cos B, okay, minus cos A sin B, minus cos A sin B over. Then second term, okay, plus EM within the bracket. What is sin A plus B? Sin A plus B is sin A cos B, okay, plus cos A sin B plus cos A sin B. Guys, A value is this one. Okay, this is A value. 120 is B value. In this equation, A is this one, B is this one. Very simple. Okay, now use multiply each and everything. So ET is equal to resultant voltage or total voltage. EM sin omega t plus, multiply this accurately. Do it along with me. So we can see who will do first. Okay, EM sin omega t cos 120 minus EM cos omega t sin 120, okay, sin 120 degrees. Then EM sin omega t into cos 120, okay, 120 degree, and plus Em cos omega t into sine 120 degrees. Now which one is having equal and opposite? See, minus Em cos omega t sine 120 plus Em cos omega t sine 120 cancel. Okay. Now what is left? Et is equal to Em sine omega t, okay, plus now this Em sine omega t cos 120 and another one Em sine omega t cos 120, both are same, add 2 times. So 2 times of Em sine omega t into cos 20. Now what is cos 120 value? What is cos 120? Cos 120 is minus of cos 120 value will become minus 1 by 2. Cos is second quadrant according to STC rule. Okay, except sign, all others are negative. Cos 120 is minus of. Now this 2 and this 2 get cancelled. Now plus into minus, what happened? Minus. So therefore next steps will be Em sine omega t and minus Em sine omega t. So therefore what happens? Both will get cancelled. Em sine omega t minus Em sine omega t get cancelled. What is left now? Resultant voltage is what? 0. Okay. Understood? So mathematically also we proved. Okay. The addition of all the induced voltages, instantaneous voltages at any instant of time, you should get resultant voltage. Total voltage should be 0. The total instantaneous voltage should be 0. Okay, got it? Then only it is a balanced supply system. Otherwise, it is unbalanced supply system. Okay, got it? So, what they will ask, what do you mean by balanced supply system and unbalanced supply system? You should say like this. So, the three-phase generator will produce three-phase voltages. If I add all the voltages, okay, at any instant of time, the resultant voltage should get 0 at any instant of time. That is called balanced supply system. If we didn't get 0 means, then it is unbalanced system. Okay, got it? So practically we have unbalanced supply system. Okay, theoretically we have balanced. Practically what happens now? This magnitude will be 400 volt and this magnitude will be 400. This will become 402 volts. A small difference will be there. So that is neglected. We can consider as a balanced only. Lot of variation means unbalanced system. Okay. So this in this lecture, this much is enough. So guys, like the video, share and subscribe. So ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ lectures ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. So let them watch, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಏನೇ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರು ನನ್ನ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮೀ. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಸರ್ ಇದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್, ಇದು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ, ಆ ಥರ ಏನೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಎನಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು. ಓಕೆ, so I will give interaction. Okay, so if it is very important, I will teach to everyone that particular doubts asked by the students. Okay, so sigona next video alli sigona. That is concept of supply current, concept of line current, line voltage, phase voltage and phase current, all these things for star and delta connected system. So next class is very important. Next class onwards, so it is suitable, whatever that we are learning in the derivations, all those derivations, equations, outcomes, overall output derivations we are using in problems. Okay, so around 4 to 6 formulas we will get from the derivations. Same formulas we are applying on the problems. So see you, bye bye, take care.